Okay, in this video I'm going to run through how we find the important points on a parabola for a quadratic equation. Now I'm going to look at this specific quadratic equation, y is equal to 2x squared plus 13x minus 7. Okay, and the most important points that you could be asked to find are A, B, C and D. A and B are where the parabola and the x-axis intersect. C is where the parabola and the y-axis intersect. And D is the vertex, in this case the minimum of the parabola. Okay, so when I say minimum, I mean the lowest point. So first of all, how do I find A and B? Well, there are three methods to do this. I will go through all three in this video. The first one I'm going to use is factorization. Okay? So putting it into brackets. So to do that, when you've got the number in front of the x squared not equal to 1, okay, so in this case it's a 2, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to look at 2, let's try that again, change that, okay, I'm going to look at 2 times minus 7, okay, so that is the coefficient of the x squared, the a, okay, 2, times by the minus 7, okay, so 2 times minus 7 is minus 14, okay, and I'm now looking for two numbers that multiply together to make minus 14, but add together to make 13, okay, so they would be 14 and minus 1. That makes minus 14 when you multiply them together, and 14 plus minus 1 is 13. Okay, so this is going to work. So if I rewrite my original equation, okay, or expression in this case, for the moment, 2x squared plus 13x minus 7, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this as 2x squared, and the 13x is going to become 14x, take away 1x, or just x, okay, take away 7. So in other words, I have split the 13 into two parts, the 14x and the minus x. Now, alright, I'll just change colour first. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to factorise the first two terms, so I can get 2x outside of a bracket, because 2x goes into both 2x squared and 14x. 2x times x is 2x squared, and 2x times 7 is 14x. Okay, so I factorised the first two terms. Now I'm going to factorise the second two terms. Okay, I'll change colour. There we are. Okay, so that would be take away x plus 7. Okay, it's like having minus 1 times x plus 7 in brackets. Okay, so the key thing here was that I would get an x plus 7 in brackets here and an x plus 7 in brackets here. Okay, so I would get the same expression in brackets. So the next thing I could write is 2x take away 1, okay, because remember there's that 1 in front of the bracket here that I don't bother writing, times x plus 7. So in other words, I have factorised this line. The 2x minus 1 and the x plus 7. Okay? And ultimately what I want is I want this to be equal to 0. I want to solve it. Now why is this? Well, I want to know where this parabola crosses the line y equals 0. Okay? So if I put y is equal to 0 now, which I've done here to solve it, equals 0, either this bracket is 0, okay, so if that bracket is 0 then x must be a half, okay, or the second bracket is 0, and in that case x must be minus 7. Okay, so the coordinates of point A on this graph must be minus 7, 0, and the coordinates of B must be 1/2, 0. Okay, so that's how you would factorise this equation. So I've written in the two coordinates for A and B. Okay, minus 7, 0 and 1/2, 0. Now, another method to finding these coordinates is using the quadratic formula. Now, the quadratic formula is x, let's try that again, x is equal to minus b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac square rooted all over 2a. Okay, so in my original equation a is 2, b is 13 and c is minus 7. Okay, so I'm gonna just write them underneath. So a is 2, b is 13 and c is minus 7. So this will give me two values for x, because remember there is a plus minus there, unless of course the square root is 0, which can happen. So minus b, I've got minus 13, I get the plus minus, inside the square root I've got 13 squared, b squared is 169, and then I've got minus 4 times 2 times minus 7. So I've got two negatives will definitely make a plus, and I've got 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 7 is 56. Okay, so it's a plus 56 square rooted all over 2a, and that's 2 times 2, which is 4. So we've got minus 13 plus or minus inside the square root. 169 plus 56 is 225. Okay, all over 4. Now, the square root of 225 is 15. Okay, so that's just one I've kept in my head for some reason. So we've got minus 13 plus or minus 15 over 4. So minus 13 plus 15 is 2. 2 over 4 is a half. So x is equal to a half, or we've got minus 13 take away 15 is minus 28, divided by 4 is minus 7. So x is either a half or minus 7, which is exactly what we found in the previous method, okay, using factorization.